Welcome, everybody. We're the COVID brothers.
Oh, man. Yeah, we went down. We got COVID-19.
Yeah, so I went down first.
Super spreader.
Super spreader, dude. I don't know where I got it. I was feeling ill. Was fairly certain it wasn't COVID, but obviously it was just like, okay, it could be. And
Well, you didn't feel that sick.
I was in and out in 3 days. No respiratory,
So
anything.
You weren't worried about it until I went down.
Yeah.
And then I went down hard. And then Henry went down, your brother.
I got a test because you're a conservative type. You're just like careful about things, and you wanted to make sure. So I was like, all right, I'll tag along. It's very possible I gave it to you in the car on the way to get the test. But yeah, no, me, my brother, and you all got it.
Dude, so how was it for you?
It was a non-issue. It was 3 to 5 days. No, sorry, 3 days of a cold. Lighter than the flu that I had last year, but then weird lingering things like the taste stuff. I was eating sushi. I was like, this is trash. I thought my fruit went bad. I thought
bummer for me.
Yeah.
Salmon tastes bad now.
Still.
Which as a pescatarian
is
not ideal.
So I still it's improved. It hit a low point of like fruit's bad, fish is bad. Like the only things that are solid are like pretzel-y grains that just have nothing.
Dude, for me, everything tastes completely normal or better. Fruit tastes better. But salmon, which was the main part of my diet, completely unappetizing.
Still?
Yeah, still.
Interesting. So mine has rebounded some, but yeah, no, I still can. Tastes are dull.
Yeah, I have to force myself to eat it.
That's
besides that, I had 105 fever.
Yeah,
which wasn't ideal.
Sick.
I got really sick for like 3 days. I was like sweating and didn't sleep. My sleep thing for my Oura Ring is hilarious. I was waking up like 25 times a night, sleeping in 20-minute increments. Then had like a normal cold for 3 days, and within 10 days, completely fine.
Yeah.
So it was weird because I went down, but still like bounced back. Never had respiratory problems. Never lost sense of smell, and didn't have a cough until every other symptom went away. And then when I was completely healthy, I developed like a weird hacking cough.
After 3 days of solidness, like probably days 7, 8, 9-ish, started noticing that I was at 90%. My breaths weren't filling me up as much as they could. I was still able, like we have a spot, I didn't go anywhere near people, but like in my parking spot in the garage, I was able to jump rope. And it was like more tiring than
really?
Yeah, but still was able to do the same jump rope thing that I do.
Weirdly, my stamina is better because I lost 7 pounds. So I just lost all this unnecessary muscle.
Yeah.
And so running and surfing is like way easier. The one thing I don't know if you noticed, so I still had to walk my dog, even though I was wearing N95 masks, legit like hospital masks, because I didn't want to get other people sick, but I couldn't stay quarantined because I had to walk my dog. When I was outside, I was so fight or flight hostile. Like people would walk past me and I would just imagine fighting them. I'd imagine if they like picked on my dog, and dude, it was weird. It was really weird. And I never have that. Something about being sick. I think I felt like more vulnerable maybe. But it was very noticeable for days.
That's not a symptom I've seen on the sheet.
No, but it was just interesting. I think like when I got in my brain, I was like, I'm vulnerable.
Yeah. I
had definitely increased aggression and assessed everyone as if we were going to fight for like 3 days when I was walking my dog. It was very, very bizarre. I don't know if you noticed any psychological impacts.
Not at all. Maybe that's what it feels like to be a woman in life, just
well,
knowing that you're vulnerable.
It made me think, because I'm like, I did an MMA fight for fun. I mean, I've done all the fight stuff, but I'm very non-aggressive. And it was just yet another example of like, dude, that's just your brain chemistry. You can't possibly congratulate yourself for this. The fact I've never started a bar fight or anything like that. And it's like, you didn't earn that. There's just a guy that when he gets 6 beers, his brain just tells him to punch things.
Yeah.
And like, I had that. I was at a point where if someone had bumped me, I would have at least had an adrenaline spike.
I had,
and then got healthy and it went away. My fight or flight returned to normal.
I think it's useful to have moments in your life where your internal brain chemistry goes awry, so that you can
talk about
empathize.
When you went on those pills.
Yeah. So I was taking Propecia, which is a hair loss thing. And I was like, let's get out in front of this thing. Let's do
prevent defense. I got it.
And I still was like, I was noticing like some losing, some thinning. So I was like, all right, I'm going to get on Propecia. And at the time, I'd had a breakup 2 months earlier. Was like recovering, but sad about it.
But fine, sleeping
but
fine,
solid.
Moving on.
And I've ruined the story now. But one night, out of the middle of nowhere, I spend 6 hours tossing and turning, recognizing that I've ruined my one opportunity with my true love. I cannot sleep at all.
Yeah.
I am just wrecked. I mean, I seriously get to 5:30 a.m. before I get a lick of shut eye, and I was in bed by like 9:30 p.m. So it's more than 6 hours. I was tossing and turning. I was planning on. I like had the text written in my phone. I wrote everything. I was like, you can't send this yet, but like 2 more days of this, and like it's over. We're getting back together. I'll do anything.
Yeah. You're basically like, this sucks so much that I will just go back to the bad relationship.
Yes.
And then somehow you realized it was because of the Propecia.
Well, then I woke up in the morning and I was running late. I was tired. I was like, oh, I forgot to take my pill. And I was like, wait a second. So I didn't take the pill.
Well, you were like, oh, my hair is going to fall out.
Yeah, my hair is going to fall out.
I better take my Propecia.
And I didn't take the pill. And no joke, 6 hours later was fine.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Was like, oh yeah, like that was a bummer of a breakup. And I'm sad. Yeah, like, but
not going to get back together.
No
with
way.
Her. Not going to call her at 5 a.m.
Yeah, it gave me empathy for PMS. It gave me empathy for a lot of those brain chemistry things.
Sure.
Because I think prior to that, I've had such positive, stable brain chemistry that I was like, if you're not looking on the bright side of things or just taking some deep breaths, you're not doing what is necessary.
Yeah, we've talked about this. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but like Tony Robbins, who's someone that I learned a lot from, really credit him with a lot of my personal growth and success. So like thumbs up for that. But he tells a story about Robin Williams and how he killed himself and how it's an example of what you focus on determines your happiness, because he says Robin Williams had it all. Everyone loved him, super famous, money, but he focused on the wrong things. And so because of that, he was depressed and suicidal. And then they autopsied Robin Williams' brain, and it was basically eating itself because he had a disease that made it so that he felt the way he did, which was depressed and suicidal.
He couldn't remember his lines. He had dementia. He was all over the place emotionally.
Because Robin Williams hadn't occurred to him to have a gratitude journal. It's because his brain destroyed itself because of a disease. And so when I found that out, I was like, oh, power of positive thinking is great. It'll help you wherever you are, but it doesn't guarantee you a 10 out of 10 psyche. You know what I mean? It'll just improve you from where you are. But if your brain chemistry is a 3 out of 10, it's only going to take you to a 5 out of 10. And if you're at a 9 out of 10, it's foolish to like look down on people who are at a 4 out of 10 mental health wise as like not trying hard enough with personal development.
Sure. Well, we've talked about, I mean, the ultimate privilege is being happy. That's the forget if you've got no water, like if you're happy being tortured, what have you really got to So if your brain chemistry and your history and whatever you've encountered in this world has enabled you to be happy throughout a wide variety of circumstances, you have the ultimate privilege.
Yeah. Which isn't to say you can't change your brain chemistry through tons of meditation or psychedelic use or something. It's not like a hopeless thing. But yeah, definitely I think in terms of like, oh, check your privilege, like, yeah, if you have good mental health because your brain chemistry is on point, that's your biggest privilege.
And I use them all the time. But Avicii is the handsome, white, young, famous,
rich,
talented artist that had changed the world and probably saved lives with his music and wound up killing himself after years of drug addiction. It's like, we really need to rethink what privilege means when you can have everything and feel miserable. And hopefully we're getting closer to that as we get more insight into, we talked about Kim Kardashian in the past, we don't need to go into it, but more insight into the lives of the people that seemingly have everything that
for sure. This was just another example for me where my own brain chemistry shifted. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so at the whims of whatever happens between my ears from a chemical perspective. Yeah. And COVID changed something. And I went from like cool, calm, collected, long fuse to
I'll kill you.
The guy that was just like, all right, there's 5 teenagers walking towards me. I'm going to elbow that one. Then I'm going to be 4-on-1. Here's how I'm going to do it.
I'm going to breathe in his face and threaten him.
Yeah. It's just like, all because my brain chemistry changed.
Hope that you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to see more like this and have us do more podcasts, we are 100% funded by our generous patrons. And if you'd like to contribute, there's a link in the description, and we'll have one pop up on the screen right here so that we can do more podcasts where we have fun conversations and hopefully some deep ones like this. Either way, hope that you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.